This video is going to have to be me talking kind of quiet-ish, and the quality's not going to be as good, but it's because I'm making this on my phone because my camera doesn't have batteries. So basically, yeah. From the title, you guessed this is a video about lucid dreaming. Basically what that is you fall asleep, but your brain, like, the best way I can explain this would be to, you're dreaming, but you know you're dreaming. Like, most nights, like, pretty much birds, I'm sorry. Peter, stop! Most of the time, you're dreaming, but you don't realize that you're dreaming. Like, you think that all this stuff that's going on is actually real, because you don't know that you're dreaming. So, lucid dreaming is learning how to stay awake and conscious during your dreams, basically. It's, basically, you can go into it. There's different methods that I can explain later, but, the main one is you're dreaming and then, bam, something happens and you're like, wait, hold on a second, I'm not dreaming. What's going on? And from there on out, if you figure out that you're dreaming, you can control your dreams, you can fly, you can, like, hold your breath underwater, like, you can be you can do whatever you want. Like, nothing is off limits, pretty much. So, that's that, and I can explain all of the methods later. Like I said, the most common one is something happens and you realize, hey, I'm not really this is not happening. So, yeah, basically, most people think it's scary, but it's really not. I've done it a couple times. It's not that scary. Basically, people get scared and kind of shy away from it due to the fact that sleep paralysis, I mean, they think like they're gonna die or whatever, but it's really not what you think it is. Sleep paralysis is when your body falls asleep, like, there's chemicals in your brain that tell you, hey, you're fixing to fall asleep, you don't want to reenact your dreams, so what you do there is your brain releases chemicals to the rest of your body, paralyzing it. I mean, you can still use your eyes and stuff, but like the rest of your body is just paralyzed. And most of the times, people feel like somebody's causing them not to be able to move, and somebody else is the reason why they can't move and all that stuff. Because most of the time, you feel like a really heaviness on your chest. Sometimes your feet will like tingle like little pins and needles, you know. That's not as common, but there are hallucinations. Most of the time, they're not a big deal. Like, very rarely will somebody, like, imagine a monster standing before them. It's not as common as people think it is to hallucinate a monster. It's not that common. There's just a great chance that it's not going to happen to you. There's this one guy on YouTube that I watch, and he said that his friend has a cat and everything, so what he would hallucinate was a cat walking across his bed. It's simple things like that. Like, you can hallucinate, like, footsteps, maybe whispering, but it's really not common to see any monsters. That's the scary part about it. As far as everything else goes, it does take a while. It does. You have to do certain things to your body to make sure that, you know, it's kind of like preparing for, like, a 5K run. You're not just gonna wake up one morning and decide you're gonna do it. You have to practice and train for it, basically. The way to start off with is to keep a dream journal. I have one that I don't really keep a steady track of. That is a huge fault of mine. But you want to write down key events, anything significant, just kind of a main summary, I guess you could call it, of what happened in the dream. Any symbols, like what time you woke up, like things like that. I'm going to share with you one of them. I only wrote down two. One of them's kind of way far off for me to share. It's really weird, but I'll share the other one. basically this is how I write down my dreams. I wrote down the time that I woke up, 5 a.m. I'm in band and I play French horn and stuff like that, so that's what I mean by the band. The band was performing and I had to be somewhere, but I had to go buy shoes. I come back and I had to play first base on drumline, then it cut out to me dancing with confetti. You just want to write the main idea, the main events that happened, everything you remember, everything. And if you can't really remember a whole chunk of a dream, work backwards. Like the last thing you remember and start working backwards on it. You don't just like start from the beginning, especially like, you know, when you're working backwards, you can kind of think to yourself like, hey, this happened, so what would have caused that to happen? And then you kind of leads it to the beginning of the dream. So this video is kind of like a jumbled up mess, but if there's anything specific about lucid dreaming you want to know, leave it in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I can, I promise. And yeah, I'll start putting up videos with my actual camera about ways you can do it. Like there's wild, filed, things like that. Then they all go hand in hand. But how to keep track of dream journals, you know, how to treat your dream characters and stuff like that, like, and how to get into it, like how to actually do it. This is just a really long, drawn-out explanation of what it is. Basically, it's a jumbled up explanation as to what it is. So I can give you a step-by-step guide. If you would like me to, just comment below or like the video. Something that just let me know that you're interested, basically. And yeah. I will also be putting up a video on astral projection. I can explain that a lot clearer and a lot shorter. So if you want to go watch that, I guess I will put it somewhere. I'll put an annotation in the video whenever it's up. It should be up soon, like right after this one, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, subscribe to me so I can explain more things to you, because there's a lot more things like this that I can explain. I like this stuff, so I'll explain all of it to you.